So many people are making videos and getting good views on how to not load your machine properly. Let's see if we can get one with how to load it properly. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sam and this is V-Belt & Son. Today's video I'm going to touch base on a little bit of loading your equipment safely on your trailer. I've seen many videos where people are kind of doing this iffy. Dixie May, I'm not pointing this one at you, but I've seen many other folks doing hot shot work that loading equipment and they're getting good views off of it, but man, it is sketchy to watch. I feel it's not only important for your safety, but the safety of everyone around you. And I'm out in the field right here by myself, except for the putty dog. What if I screwed this up? Putty dog was in front of the truck. Truck took off because I didn't scotch it properly. Everything and anything can happen if you're not prepared for it. So first thing I like to do is I scotch the truck. Not only do I scotch the back tire of the trailer, but I scotch the front so that it can't go either directions. Next thing I like to do, per supervision of the putty, these ramps are supposed to do a little bit of this job, but they're not very good at it. So down here on the back, underneath the frame, I put two big old blocks so that it'll keep the tail of the trailer from dropping, keep the front from lifting, and lifting my rear axle. Now, like I said, it is all scotch. It shouldn't go anywhere anyway, but you never know. Something might weird happen. Watch out. Come on, go over here. So with that part out of the way, next thing I like to do is I know my machine that I'm going to be loading is going to be landing the tracks right on the frame rail. So I position my ramp so it lands on these guides. These things will get beat up with a heavy track machine. You can tell this one got bent because I didn't center it properly. Next step, once I've got all the scotch blocks and my blocks under the back secured, when I drop my ramps down, you can slide the ramp side to side, but I know my machine and I know where it's going to land. The tracks are going to land pretty good on the frame rail up there. So I need these to land on it too, because you don't want one of these breaking, buckling, or doing something weird. Another thing just to look out for. Now that I've got my trailer all set up and situated, double check all your latches and everything up on the trailer ball. All that's good. Grab your drink and you go ahead and go get the machine. Here's the machine here we're pulling out of this job. I might have to go get the other mulcher off a different job later today, which weighs quite a bit less than this one. Primetech PT175 dedicated forestry mulcher. This thing is a hoss. I mean, look at the back of this. This is all solid. Whole lid, heavy weight. We'll double check the weight on this thing. I've showed it to you guys before, but where are you at? 21,500 pounds. With a 4BT Cummins. Now another thing, especially a machine like this thing's been walking around out in the swamps for the last 3 weeks. This thing was covered in mud, 1,000 pounds or more of mud stuck underneath the tracks. We took the water wagon down here and sprayed and sprayed and sprayed. I think we burned through about 1,500 gallons of water trying to get all that cleared out and underneath there. You can still see there's a little bit of debris, but for the most part, this machine it's pretty clean from what it was. For the safety of people behind you and on the roadside, you want to make sure all the big chunks and everything that are potential to fall off aren't on there anymore. I'll touch it up a little bit more when I get the machine that way, but right now she's ready to load up. Nice and squared up. So all I have to do is hit my joystick straight forward. Don't need to turn it at all. And there we go. Just like that. All right, just like I was saying, back of the trailer didn't sag at all, so the front did not lift. Exactly what I wanted. We're gonna have a little tension on these blocks. That's not a big deal. We'll just pull forward off the top of them. You gotta double check your chains, make sure they're gonna do the job. I already pulled one out and I was missing a pin, my little cotter pin on the link there. So that one's no good, can't use that. Luckily, got backups. This video is, so many people are making videos and getting good views on how to not load your machine properly. Let's see if we can get one with how to load it properly. I know Sergey Dratchev up there in Canada, that guy's freaking, he hauls some heavy stuff, and every time he ties something down, he does over the top on how to tie it down. There's nothing wrong with that. He's hauling heavy, and he wants his machine to stay on his trailer, and he keeps it super clean. I still got a little bit more cleaning yet to do on this, but this one poses a little bit of a trickiness. You could hook to this, or you can hook down there, but then you're only got one tie-in point. So I might throw a chain right through there, bring her back, make sure you got good angle. We'll look into the back there. For the ratchet binder, to get a tighter hole without trying to break the back. To do just for a little safety precaution, rather than wrap that way where pulling against the direction it's in, wrap it around so that hook's got tension against it just in case something comes loose. All secured. I don't want to put my ratchet binder through that up there because that'll just wear it in two and break it and it'll be useless. Put that chain on there, big hook, that'll be solid. Will not go anywhere. Got all four corners hooked up. I need to clean everything off still, get rid of my blocks, and we are ready to rock and roll. Whole Boonster's out there in the field getting something. Yep, he's hunting. All right, just like that, blocks are ejected. Can throw them back into their containers. That's one thing that when I see someone loading a machine without blocks under the back or ramps that are doing like their job of holding the trailer level, makes me cringe, because that's dangerous. V-Belt installed that into me. If you don't know who V-Belt is, that is my father. I am the son, hence V-Belt and son. But back in 2000 sometime, V-Belt just got his Dodge, just got his little trailer, got his Kubota tractor, and he was loading on a little bit of a hill. Sure enough, the ramps didn't quite hold. They buckled a little bit. Tongue of the trailer lifted up, lifted his truck. He started scooting down the hill. Full pucker factor. But luckily there was a random stray Scotch block in front of the truck. Stopped the whole setup under the front tires. You could put it in four-wheel drive, that'll definitely help. By the way, the truck was in gear. But ever since then, that's all I've ever been like bitched at. But ever since he told me that story back in the day, before I had my license, before I actually started towing anything, it was to put a block under the back of the trailer. But he's taught me that, and oh, ever since then, can never forget about that. The story, I wasn't even there. So every time, I always put a block underneath there, and haven't had any issues yet. So always good to keep everything safe so you can make it home and not hurt anybody. So let's get the putty dog, make sure we got everything. Double triple check everything before you bounce out of here. Get your little bits of rocks out of there like that. Right there's a windshield buster. So that is how I tie down the load right there. Most secure way I feel possible. I'm sure that Sergey would probably put 4 binders and chains on the head to make sure that thing doesn't go anywhere. But she's solid the way she is right now. She will pass code. But safety first though. If you think it's not good enough, go put some more on there. I'm gonna wander up here. This will be the last round at this job. They might have us come back later on, but we touched her up pretty good. Couldn't even see that house up there. I don't know if you guys, but check that barn out. That thing is just a trip right there. I'd love to have a piece of property like this. A little bit out of town for me, but that big hill, not ideal for towing equipment in and out of on a regular basis. I mean, look at these pastures they got here. Absolutely awesome. That barn right there is, somebody put the time and effort into building that thing back in the day. That thing is trick. Old car parked in there. Yeah. Pretty big spread down here. Awesome piece of property. This line of work, you get to see some pretty cool stuff. Travel all the time. We've been down here. We started this job over a month ago, but we got rained out most of it. What you doing? Why are you stopping? Come on, go. What the heck? Boonster got to run all around. He's been all around this place. All kinds of adventures. I even brought the side by down here. Drove all up in those mountains. Fun stuff. Let's go ahead and get the truck fired up and go on and get out of here. See what happens for the rest of the day. But I'm gonna end this one right here. Thank you guys for watching. And please be safe when you're loading your equipment and hauling it. Make sure you're doing everything the best you can. You know, sometimes you have to risk it for a little bit, but don't do it all the time. If you're short a chain, call somebody, have them bring it to you. You don't want to be running without the proper safety and precautions taken. Because, shoot, heck, you could run into me on the road. But I felt it was necessary to put up a video, somebody tying down the machine properly and loading it properly, you know, as safe as possible, because I've seen too many videos where they're just, oh man, it's just unnerving to watch that somebody that's loading a machine like that's actually towing it around. You know, how well is their equipment if they're treating it that bad, fatiguing it and all kinds of stuff. But let me get the boy and we're gonna take off. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey, bye.